Yeah. Museum. There is the museum. Subscribe to the channel. What's up, you guys? Welcome to a different video. I am back in the museum. As you can see, look at the backdrop. This feels homely to me. So guys, there's a nature conservation event right now in the museum. It's going to be taking place from 5 to I don't know, but the most important thing is we're actually doing this nature conservation event so that everything will be, I'll be recording everything, so make sure you enjoy the video. Look at this guy. It's out of there. So let me take you through the crew. It's the high time we show you everyone. Bruh. And as I do this, watch this panicking person right here. By the way, you have to remember this face and this face from that photo shoot video. So this one was the one who was scared of the camera, and that one was the laughing one. Anyway. And that's what. Let's zoom. Aye. Anyways, let me go inside, set up the cameras and everything. I'll see you in the next piece. Peace out.
My name is Trevor, but I usually call myself Trevor, your friend forever, because I'm here for you, okay? So, welcome to the Go Nature Go place. This is the Go Nature Go exhibition. We did this exhibition last year, we're doing it next year, we're doing it this year, we'll do it for the next, I don't know how many years, as long as you live. And the reason why we're doing this exhibition is so that all talk about nature until nature becomes a reality in our minds. But well, I'm just Trevor, a friend forever. There is someone who's here to come to talk to us. The person who runs this place, the active director for this very museum, Madame Makuaz. Please come on stage to welcome us. Thank you.
We are very grateful to host you, and it is our pride that we are here as a museum to host this important event. The museum, we are very supportive of this initiative that GMAC is holding. It is very good for our nature and it supports our program. As a museum, we are the platform where there is interaction between exhibitions, through what you find around the museum. This is all what we are talking about when we are talking about Go Nature, Go Art exhibitions. We are a place of exhibitions in nature. As you have seen, we have got live things. You can see nature in our museum. We are depicting nature through art in our exhibitions. When you go to our exhibitions, you are inspired as if you are in the bush, but here you are in this city, but here through art, we are experiencing nature, we are happy about nature. And today, as we are here as artists, various artists in our various forms, we are proud to be here and marketing our products and advertising nature and promoting nature. Through our partnerships with our friends, we are conserving the environment where this nature should thrive and should continue for future generations. We are doing this for our posterity. We don't want it to end in our generation. We also want the next generations to enjoy this biodiversity, to enjoy this nature, and to cherish it also, to pass it on. It is our heritage, and we are proud of our natural heritage, where we are getting these cultural things that we are producing. This art, it has to be developed, even to be nurtured in our children, so that they also appreciate nature and they also cohabit with our environment, with our wildlife, with everything that we find in nature. When they value this nature, when they value this heritage, they are also able to conserve it for the future generations. You are most welcome, and we want to promote exhibitions. We want to promote innovation and imagination for the benefit of our country. Thank you so much.
I prefer to stand here because my voice is not very I've got a very short speech. But before I say what I would love to say, I would like to call upon Balienhle Kumalo, who is coming to recite us a poem about nature. Thank you.
Bali!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Balienhle Kumalo. I'm going to recite a poem about the beauty of nature. It goes like this. The beauty of nature. Indeed, how lovely nature is. That God created through his loving kindness. It has life that one should be treasured, and not a beauty that should be ignored. Why are others blind to the beauty of nature that gives us life, that gives joy to those who need, and that gives hope to the one who needs? One should limit destroying nature and save its beauty for the future. The beauty of nature, I think.
Wow! Thank you! Bali, yeah?
Thank you. Our guest of honor, Mr. Mnebe, and the director and all personnel of the museum, my fellow exhibitors, Environmental Management Agency, all artists hereby available, my fellow members of GMAC Trust, here available. Ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols preserved, I would like to greet you this evening on this opening of what we call the second edition of the Go Nature Go Bulawayo. We started here last year in August, and we went further to Exhibation in Harare in May for about 2 weeks, and then we are coming back because we decided to make the Go Nature Go Bulawayo to be an annual event. So this evening we will all together witness the opening of this auspicious event with us as Mark Trust, who are putting our foot even forward to say we want to talk, speak, and become the loudest voice of the voiceless, and that is nature. Zimbabwe boasts to be one of those countries that is of beauty. We have what we call Victoria Falls, one of the wonders, I could say the 7 wonders of the world. And Africa shares within those 2. We've got the pyramids in the northern, and then we've got the Mose Altunya in the southern, here in Zimbabwe. I want you to realize that it's not only the Victoria Falls, but even our forests and our nature reserves. And most of the natural resources which are not there in some other countries are there in Zimbabwe. When I was with my friends preparing to come here for this exhibition, we've been running around Harare, Bulawayo. I wanted to go and do a bit of some research because I know that there was once a time where Zimbabwe had the biggest number of elephants in southern Africa, if not in Africa. I think it competes with Botswana. South Africa, I know it's a big country, a first world country, but they don't have the beauty that Zimbabwe has. And for this reason, we decided to just maybe lay this up for everyone to realize that Zimbabwe is a beautiful country. We've got the Wange, the Gonarejo, we've got the Mato, where we find those beautiful rock formations that are not there in Africa. They are only found in Zimbabwe. But I would also love you to realize this, this beauty that we are talking about, that we Zimbabweans are proud of, was there in also other countries, even the Western countries, in Europe, in America, in Australia, but some of those countries have lost those, that beauty, those type of nature resources that they can boast about. The New York that we know today was as beautiful as Zimbabwe one other time before they created all those beautiful broad runways, those big malls, those skyscrapers. And at the end of the day, you find that with that same development, people in America, people in Britain, people in Australia, people in those well-doing countries, they will make sure that they get enough money to come to Africa for a holiday, because this is where they can come and drink pure water and at the same time breathe the best air that you can find. So this thing, it does not only come on its own. When we talk about having a beautiful country, and that is having beautiful nature, but also a clean environment, it takes people to start having a paradigm shift on how they look into things. And before I finish this talk, I just want you to consider this, that people have fought for different things. I'll give you a good example, like the girl child. I want to believe many of us here are Ndebele or Shona. In long time ago, you will find that a girl child in the Ndebele culture was a child who was supposed to be at home, tend to the cows and the livestock, and that was all that she could do, and cook and get married thereafter, and then make children. But this morning I was walking across one road in Bulawayo, and I was with my son, and there was this spectacular when one Mercedes-Benz, a Formatic, was coming in a very fast speed. It was right at the corner, and when it came, it turned, and my son said, "Dad, have you seen the person who is driving?" I said, "What did you say?" He said, "It's a lady." You know, because people have changed their thinking about the girl child. Now ladies are driving Mercedes-Benz. Some of you women here who are here are working in some big companies and maybe even are there as administrators, driving those beautiful cars, looking after your families, taking your children to school. This only happened because there was someone mentally changed his paradigm to look at the girl child as important as the boy child. Hello? And this is the same reason why we are here and saying we want to talk about conservation. Because we believe, I personally believe, that our environment can be better if we all change our thinking about our environment. The air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the trees that we have around, that works to purify the air as they exchange the oxygen and carbon dioxide. This looks like a simple thing, but if we don't start taking action now, come 100, 200 years, this Zimbabwe will not be the same. Okay, I've already told you this time. How much time do I still have? I want to talk about art. Why are we saying conserving through art? If you look down here, raise awareness about conserving the environment and our wildlife using art too, because we believe as an organization that art is very powerful. The TVs that everyone is having in their walls, in their houses, is because there are artists who bring us some entertainment. Music is art, and painting is art, dancing is an art, and everyone likes to have some music in their home. They have it in their cars, even when they are driving. They've got some pictures in their homes, because almost everyone like art, and some do it without realizing it. And for this reason, we believe, that's why we are saying we are conserving, but using art as a tool, because we know that all genres of art, if they put something to talk about the conservation of our environment, be it a song, a piece of song, with some lyrics that will talk about our trees, and not killing our owls because we believe that they are witches, when they are there to control the rodents in our environment, then things will not be the same again. Hello? If we paint, tell you something. No, I don't want it. These artists who are here are not all the artists. Here in Blawa, there are many in Zimbabwe. The artists, they paint different categories of art. But we have chosen us who do something, who get inspired, who depict the world and the environment, to talk and say, let's keep our environment clean. And this is our voice. I thank you.
Put the mic down. It went naturally. Nature. Go, nature, go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next presenter is Madalitso Kouake. She's coming to do a poem, and please give her the best of your attention.
was here. I gave an excuse that I'm an amateur. But this time is the second time, so I don't have an excuse. I'm going to recite a poem. If I die in the middle, take me to hospital, something that happened. It's a poem about preserving the environment and our Africa. She walks barefoot. Ouch! She bends down to pluck out a thorn. Gone are the days when the forest was free. Gone are the days when the shade was free. Gone are those days when wildlife could practice authoritarianism in their home. A home taken over by humans with erroneous views of charity. Goodwill they justify. I remember once looking out of a bus, wondering how the Creator created the savannah tree. Life defines the savannah. The beauty of its branches, symbolizing the diversity and beauty of its African people. The wings made out of leaf, symbolizing safety, solace, and security. Why then? Why is it so? Why is it so that there is displacement in this earth? Why is it so that there is displacement caused by the red devil that devours the whole? Snakes, raccoons, baboons, elephants, giraffes, rhinoceros, scattered to foreign lands. Homes destroyed, families destroyed. Destroyed because of this human who is creating tall, big, almost mountainous buildings that will eventually breed hostility. A barbed wire cough escapes the lungs. The air she breathes kills. It kills a lady in a white coat, diagnoses typhoid on her bill. Cyprofloxacin, oxythromycin shoved down her throat, which will eventually weaken her immune system. Tears stream down her eyes. They stream down her eyes. She can no longer enjoy the shade, the forest, where still her being. She reaches down to connect with the grass. It is black. She reaches down to connect with the soil. Nothing of her exists anymore. Her identity is lost. Africa is lost. I need you to preserve my Africa because it is my identity. Preserve my Africa. It is all up to you. Thank you.
To have as our guest speaker amidst us, Mr. Shenisizwe Dube. Mr. Shenisizwe Dube comes to us from NAST. He is a research fellow. I might not put it right, but what I know is that he's in the management, the forest management and wildlife, conservation, and all that. I've got a document somewhere where it talks about all his credentials. I'll bring it here for the MC to pronounce it properly. So this evening, ladies and gentlemen, with this opportunity, allow me to ask Mr. Shenisizwe Dube to come up forward and open this exhibition officially for us. Thank you.
evening, everyone. My name is Exhibation. I'm looking for Mr. Mkoma. Thank you, Mr. Mkoma. Officially, I'm a research fellow with the Department of Wildlife Management. We teach ecotourism, we teach wildlife management, and also biodiversity conservation. I feel honored to be invited within this forum. I'm not an artist. What I know is wildlife. And I would like to appreciate the talent, young talent, was specified, young talent that is among us. I will not take too long. I don't know how much time it gives me. I'm a teacher. The teacher takes 2 hours to deliver a lesson. So I hope you have the 2 hours to listen to my lesson this evening. But firstly, I didn't come alone. I think it's important before I start to welcome Mrs. Mube. I came with my wife, Kitubetsi. She's sitting over there. She's my friend and partner. And in fact, before I start getting into the nitty-gritties, we have had an eventful weekend since Sunday, Monday, up to late yesterday. And I want to share that moment which I spent with her. And in these exciting times, these past few days, one of them was at Matopos, and a friend for some other things. Friend came to me, he knows I do wildlife conservation, and said to me, Sizu, I took my family, went for a weekend out at Matopos, at a camp, let's say which one. I paid a lot of money. And when we got there with the wife, with family, he says, my cottage was a hut made of clay. And I said, okay. So he was disapproving because he spent a lot of money for the weekend, only to spend his weekend in a hut made of clay and wood. He says, it's not plastered inside. And then my response to him was, yes, it's not plastered inside because that you have been sold what I refer to as an ecotourism package. The point I was making to you is you also probably have a hut of mud and clay at your house. But is there value in that hut of your rural hut, your African hut? Is there value? Do you see the value in it? Is it possible for someone else to see the value in your traditional hut, in your rural home, when you yourself, the owner of the hut, does not see that value? And I said to him, of course, your hut at home has a value. And in the conservation sectors or tourism sectors, they will call that cultural tourism. So you have your hut in your rural areas, it has so much value, but it's up to you, the owner of that home, to express it, send it out, communicate, market the value of your product. Otherwise, it remains as an old hut in a rural setting. And someone else who recognizes that will take this package and sell it and make money out of it. And tonight I see the talent or the pool of talent that we have here. And another instance from my weekend out, we found ourselves very far from here with her. And I even made a comment. There were so many old people. No offense with that, right? It's a good thing to be old. There were so many old gogos and kulus. And I passed a comment to her to say, this is interesting. I was feeling my wings, talking to the people. You know, there's so much bridges. And I remember saying to her, each one of these old people that are here, or I would liken them to a mini library. Because they have so much information, there's so much what we refer as indigenous knowledge within each and every Gogo and Kulu in a rural area. But all that tends to amount to nothing because they will just die, and that's it. That's the end of the story. And for us at university, from my research background, this is something interesting in which when I find myself in those times, I get excited. And I learned 2 lessons. I'll give you 2 lessons. Probably you may find them interesting as well. And one of them was that you could actually make bread from umbumbulu. How many of you know the umbumbulu tree? It's called, I wrote the Shona name as well, Chechet. People are selling it in town. How many of you know you can make bread out of it? Okay, I have checkers at the back. I learned this over the weekend from the Gogos and the Kulus that you could actually make bread. It's dried food. And to me, Chechete is red milkwood, the tree, the name of the tree. And I also learned another lesson that you can actually make pulp from another tree. I'm yet to identify this tree. It's called Mtopi in Debele. My guide here didn't agree with me on the species, the exact type of species. I said it's a gardenia, she said no. She knows her stuff, so I didn't dispute. I'm yet to go and find out. But why am I on with this? So these are the lessons with the gardenia tree. The lesson was that you can take the roots, try the roots, and it's used for making pap. It's the same way we use West Africans and East Africans, we use cassava. Take the roots, you try them, you make a nutritious porridge out of it. And this lesson, I would have never learned these lessons if I had not gone out there to meet the people. And from our side of tertiary institutions or colleges, we have for long been driven or pushed or expected to stick to what we call Education 3.0, and now we are running with Education 5.0. And what is it about? So one is teaching, we train, we also involve ourselves with research and community service, and now we've added innovation and also commercializing or value adding or industrializing, whatever enterprise that you get yourself into, in our case today, art. How much can we get to commercialize our art? And I'll take you far back. Wildlife art is not a new thing. Wildlife art is old. It's an old practice. And we are familiar, most of us here will be familiar with rock sand paintings. But I have a question for you. Why did the sand paint? I don't want your response, I want your answer. Because many answers that I've seen is people who research, anthropologists, historians, who come and want to tell us that the sand painted because they were doing this. We are not getting this information from the sand. To say, why did your tribe paint? I know it's the practices, they are no longer practicing now, they are no longer painting, so it's hard to get that sort of information. But have you ever considered that the sand, when they paint a giraffe, have you ever considered that they are painting their food? When they paint an elephant, have you ever considered that they're painting their food? They're painting what they eat. If you read, you research, you do your research, you'll be told about many reasons why the sand painted. And one thing for sure that I can admit, even with my research and findings, that we don't know what they used to paint. Many artists, seniors and juniors, if I asked you what did the Sen use to paint, you will start speculating, so I'm not going to ask you, because I always agree that you do not know what they used to paint. But what we know is that the paintings are so old, running into thousands of years. Can your painting run into thousands of years? Can your painting be exposed to the environment outside, uncovered, to weather elements, and last for 1,000 years? And also, historically, we have had wildlife painters in this country, Southern Africa. One of the most celebrated wildlife painters is Thomas Baynes. Among other things, he was so many things to us, historically speaking, but one of the things that he was is that Thomas Baynes was a wildlife painter. And today I have a question for the young artists. What is the role of your painting in wildlife conservation? These days we know AMA 2000, no offense, but AMA 2000 come with IT skills, and this helps to improve the quality of images, true, but can we ignore this new technology? No, we can't. And as you are artists, are you embracing the AMA 2000 skills of taking photographs? The big question being, from my perspective, you run your site, Instagram site, you have hundreds, numerous of wildlife pictures. What message are you communicating? Is posting these images of healthy rhinos, elephants, lions, does it have a lasting impact onto the conservation community? And I agree. Photographs tell a story. We say photographs tell 1,000 words. Yes, but are they telling the story effectively? Is your photograph? I see the photograph of an African wild dog. What story is it telling? What message? What conservation message is being sent or communicated by your painting? And I see this is one challenge that I brought tonight to our young painters. The conservation story. Is your painting showing the conservation story, the current conservation story of poaching? Is your painting showing the conservation story of human-wildlife conflict? Is your painting showing the story of extinction? What do we see when I read your pictures? Some online or even in books, they will have the footnotes onto the messages. But who reads the footnotes of the photograph on the internet? Who reads the associated stories or the links that you provide? How many of us read those links? And another issue is with the emblems. Wildlife images are used in many platforms. Commercial, you see a company, she opens a company, she's got a cheetah on it. A wildlife artist has done an image, a nice image of wildlife. Can we have value onto those emblems and insignia? Who would patent, who would have ownership of these images? For Zimbabwe, it will by default go to the government of Zimbabwe, National Park, to somehow manage this. And to you, again, artists, young artists, who gives the value to your art? How much is that painting? Who gives the value of art? In the past few, in fact, last month, those who are familiar, I hope most of you are familiar with the Livingstone Sango paintings that came. Livingstone Sango painted the pictures 1954, and I like to think he was a teenager at the time. If you do not know, that gallery, the Mama's Gallery, in the section of the museum, museum is called the Livingstone Sango Gallery, because he used to curate his work here. And his photographs found themselves in the UK, and recently they were sort of partly repatriated to the country, but someone still owns them, I understand. Now, Livingstone painted this as a teenager. Wildlife images he painted as a teenager. But how much have those paintings raised, or how much are they worth? Let's put it that way. How much are those paintings worth today? And who puts the value of the painting? As far as I see it, you artists, you do not have, you are not capable of putting the value to your art. You are dependent on other people to value, and it could be an auction. Someone say, I want this one for someone. In that case, it means you are not in control of your commodity or of your product that you are marketing. And I'm almost done. The lecturer is there. Don't take it. So today you gather, you present your wares. It is beautiful, it is nice. But I want to leave you with this one question. As a wildlife artist, are you a wildlife conservationist? As a wildlife artist, are you a wildlife conservationist? And in closing, I'll quote Pablo or Picasso, the 20th century artist. He says, the purpose of art is washing the daily dust off our souls. Thank you.
Yes, I've just been lectured. Yes. I think usually after you graduate, you play music. So, Mr. Wellington, is Wellington around? Wellington, are you here? Wellington? Wellington, huh? Wellington, we need some music, please. Please. Thank you. Thanks, Wellington.
Right now, it's very inspiring. I learned something very important just a while back. I heard that art has a way into people's hearts. Like if you look at music, you will use it when you're sad, you use it when you're happy, and with the images around, I don't know if you guys looked around. If you look around, you will get a certain emotion from each of these paintings that you see. From each picture that you see, you will get a message of some kind, right? Now, art has a way into people's hearts, into people's souls. With that, if you're an artist of any kind, what type of message do you give people's hearts? What type of message do you send into people's souls? That's what I learned today. So we wrote a very short song. It's mainly about what would happen if we as people continue to take the world for granted as we do now. Right? It's a message that comes warning us of the pains, of the different things that we have now that we might not have later. Right? If we continue living the way we're living now. Right? So Nathan, you play guitar and I'll sing the song.
I am a kind from the side.
No birds singing anymore, no
The gun is shot, and the dust rises. The dust rises, such that the mighty Jew, the mighty ones, fall like automobiles. They fall. None is coming to stand tall. The falls cry foul when others fall. Oh. One species in every 15 minutes becomes endangered. Man is the fall. It's man's guilt that cause disdain and dismay. Man is the fault. Imagine, more than 24,000 species today have become endangered. Man needs to change, for the dust rises. The dust rises to say enough is enough. The dust rises to proclaim the call that change must come. It must come now. Man is enough to inflict this environment of wildlife. Enough is enough! The dust rises to say, if you want to save the environment from extinction, that must be done now. So together, let's shout, no more! Together, let's shout, no more! No more gunshots for personal gain. No more cutting down of trees. No more inflicting the environment with so much pain. No more. No more. And I know as I speak today, another tree is cut down. Another reason to give the future a flower. Another pain inflicted. But we will still stand and say, no more. No more. No more. The dust rises to proclaim. The dust rises to call for justice. The dust rises to invite everyone to join hands put up arms and say, no more. Please shout with me. No more. No more. No more. The dust rises. The dust rises. Thank you. Allow me to say thank you to everyone that made it today. Thank you for coming. This means a lot to the environment. This means a lot to the future. This means a lot to GMAC Trust. I usually call it GMAC Trust, which is and thank you especially to our NAST for giving us our guest of honor and for him to accept to come and give us that speech. Today I became a graduate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Emma. We've come, there is more to learn if you visit that desk. There is more to learn. Thank you to Alliance Française, one of our partners. I saw Chris Atala, the director of Alliance Française here earlier. Thank you. Thank you to our artists that made us come here, gave us all this beauty. Please engross yourself with the beauty. And I know someone here should think about buying this art. There is value. Thank you to the performers. Thank you to the camera team. Thank you to the music. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to have some tea and there are drinks there for sale. So if you want to have a drink, water, there are drinks for sale there. And then for tea, well, it's too cold for us to sell tea today. So yes, we'll give you tea for free. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Hey, testing. Vlog we are inside the museum right now, and the thing just ended. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and possibly probably would have learned something which could take you far in life, you know. So anyways, this is another encouragement for you guys to come see the beautiful wonders which are inside the museum, along with the creatures and snakes. Obviously, I think here that is the main show of the museum, because probably the only living creatures which you can find here at the museum. So if you guys are really interested, you guys should come see them, because there's so many types of snakes here, probably the type that you probably don't know. So some of them are just right behind me here, so I assure you guys it's 100% safe. So come join us here, and I hope you guys will enjoy, and see you in the next one.